You're listening to Riverside Radio, and this is the Friday Week with me, Richard Wheatley. Hello. Yes, this is the Friday Week where we bring you the headlines so that you don't have to read them. I just messed up that top line. Anyway, sorry, that was a complete mess. I do apologise. Thrown off by the fact that the music came in slightly faster than I expected. However, what's going to bring me back round to being a perfect professional host will be introducing my wonderful guests. On my right, I have the delightful Peter Merry. Hello, Peter.
Good evening, Richard. And I'm in shock you got the pronunciation right.
I know.
I
the thing is,
the
first ever time.
I know it is, and you never correct me. And
I never do. No.
And the thing is, my phone it's MERRE, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And now my phone pronounces that as mare. And so I need to change my phone settings so that it pronounces that word as Merry. And then I'll start pronouncing your name correctly.
Well, you've done it now. So.
And next to him, we have the pretty good Susan Kitcat.
Oh,
Hello.
for goodness sake, I do not just get a pretty good when you've been like...
pretty good looking.
Thank you. At least Peter, Peter made it more of a compliment.
Yeah, I called you pretty. What do you want? So
could have called me beautiful.
We're going to move on.
I'm waiting. I'm still waiting.
It's going to be a long show.
It's going to be a long show.
Getting bored now,
Peter,
boys.
how was
That's
Edinburgh?
what she said. Edinburgh was amazing. I loved it. Absolutely. Wish I was still there. I'll be the only comedian there. I'll get more people in. But no, it was great. It was fantastic. Performing every day, an hour a day. It's the dream, basically.
An hour a day keeps the doctor away.
Yes.
I went up for a very short period of time.
I can't remember.
No, sadly not. I think I didn't know where I thought you were performing at Mash House, and I got very excited, and then I realised no, that was another comedian, friend of the show, Jim Hooker.
Because that was partly...
Me and Jim were on at the same time, and you saw Jim and not me. I get it.
The problem is, I was performing both times, actually, both nights that I was up there.
Yeah.
I was performing in the Mash House at 9 o'clock. I was in a show with Hannah Elsie. I don't even know her. But
Elsie Tanner.
No. But anyway, so
Coronation Street.
Anyway, we could start name dropping. But I went. One thing I will say is about Jim Hooker's show. I went on the first night. I went to his show with a couple of friends and from Glasgow, and it was sold out. And
really?
And we couldn't get in. The second night, much emptier.
Should have come to my show.
I know.
It was not sold out at all.
I know. It would have been. I would have absolutely loved to.
Yeah.
And I did. I initially.
I'll do it now if you want.
Oh, okay. Well, in the pub afterwards.
The stuff we've been working on.
Pub afterwards. We'll hear it.
Good, yeah.
Susan, so how's your week? How's your time been since you finished the Fringe? Have you been doing much?
Me? It's been a huge come down, basically.
Yeah.
I cycled home from Edinburgh, so that was good.
Did you actually?
No, not
No,
really,
I was going to say that. That's one way to burn off all the calories.
Peter does do a lot of cycling.
I do a lot of cycling. I cycled here tonight.
Making me feel unfit now. Thanks.
Yeah. I've done hosted two gigs, Comedy by the Canal.
We'll get on with your plugs later. Plugs will be later.
Yeah.
Susan, how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been a good one. I think I've got a job after having tried for a long time to find a normal, proper / day job. But more on that story later. I think maybe I will like Waitrose if I'm allowed to say in Putney. So.
Let's not go into details like that. Personal details on air. But anyway, in that case, if you guys,
if any of our listeners want to drop into Putney and say hello, I think they're allowed to.
Other stations are
other supermarkets.
Other supermarkets are available.
But it's a local thing as well, so I'm allowed to.
I should say that I'm sitting in for Steve, or Sleeve as I call him, because his daughter was ill.
Yeah, and we do wish her
wish her well. Yeah, obviously.
We wish
recovery
her well,
if you're listening.
I hope Steve's well and his daughter's well, and I hope Steve finishes the poster that he's designing for me, or logo at least.
Okay. For
a new comedy night, which I might promote at the end. We'll see.
Okay. Now that one we're looking forward to. Okay,
there you go.
Always looking forward to all of them. So in that case, let's get on with the show. Let's start with Susan. Susan, which mystery's been solved after... No, that's what... I changed the last minute how I was going to phrase this question. Susan...
Can't get the staff these days.
Yeah, I know. I need better question writers. Susan, what is the reason I... No, hang on, what was I going to say? Oh, that's Who Crashed the Wedding.
Yes. Okay. Well, I know. Luckily,
that's why who crashed the wedding. That's what I should have said. That was. Sorry, I wrote the question, and it was a whole thing about trying to get in sort of something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and kind of messing up. And because it's a wedding thing, and there's a wedding crashing thing. And then I thought, oh no, I should have come with a busted reference. But then every phraseology just wasn't quite right for the. That's why who crashed the wedding. That's the one I should have been going for. I haven't got it written down in front of me.
You could have gone for I crashed the wedding, but I swear it was. Anyway, never mind.
But you didn't crash the deputy.
Yeah, so I didn't crash the venue. I was going with something like along the lines of venue, or because what it was, and this I've got to say, a few of our stories tonight sound like the sort of thing. There are people out there that are like me, which is terrifying. Because there was this couple that were getting married, and they were like looking through all the wedding pictures. Oh, that's nice. There was someone in the wedding. They were like, "Who is this person?" And they started off asking their mum and dad. And I remember the name of the person. It was Hillhouse, Mr. Hillhouse, who'd
Andrew
Hillhouse. Because I've got to say, I've either lost another notebook or I've left it at home. So my apologies there, everybody. Yeah, and they were sort of like, we don't know who he is, and apparently he'd gone to the wrong wedding, which is so the sort of thing I would do.
It's 2 miles away. Yeah, I mean, at least he was dressed for a wedding because he went to the wrong wedding. I mean, he could have been going to a clan convention. He could have been going to the annual nudist bike ride.
Yeah,
he would have been inappropriately dressed.
At least
but he was dressed for a wedding, and a wedding he went to, and he just got caught in the photos, which he didn't want to. But the thing is, he was so tall. He was like 6'1".
Do you remember?
Well, I think
6'2".
They made a big thing about how he was so tall. He was so visible because he was so much taller than everyone else.
Yeah,
6'2". I mean that's not short, but it's not. I've got my god sisters.
I've got to say, just to compare to me, I'm not even quite 5'2", so that is quite tall to me.
Quite tall for
depends
for Susan,
who you're comparing.
I'm 5'10", so yeah, 6'2".
Oh yeah, I'm also not.
Team.
Yeah, it's taller than me, but like it's not that it's so you're not someone who's sort of standing head and shoulders above everyone you walk past. My godfather's 7 foot.
You know
my
what?
god sister's 6'5", and her older sister is 6'2".
But
they're tall people.
Basically, what you're saying is that if there was someone playing music at the reception, they could have said, "And after all, he's not that tall."
Yes, okay.
Yeah, no, Richard's not impressed. At least Steve gave it a sort of a courtesy chuckle.
A courtesy laugh, yeah.
Steve's not here, but
sorry,
it is
no,
Peter.
Of course, it's Peter. Yes.
Again,
yeah. So
4 months.
The problem is that Peter was meant to be going to a radio show about 2 miles away from here.
Yes, I was.
We just accidentally ended up with him here.
Yeah, it's just he was going to go to one wedding and then he's ended up at another radio. So he thinks it's our wedding day today. Which
I'm dressed for the radio, so it's all good. It's all good.
I was going to say you're dressed
for the news, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, dressed for the radio, which is complete naked. That's how we. That is how we dress on Riverside Radio. Is
the spirit of Kenny Everett lives on.
Yeah. But so he was trying to get to Michelle and John. No, he ended up at Michelle and John. Michelle and John Wiley in South Ayrshire. So when you say clan convention, it could well have been. It could have been, the.
You know how this would have.
Or the.
If this had happened to me, what would have happened is the last wedding I was at, I was staying at a hotel and there's a few other, and I was like, "Oh, you're here for the wedding," and luckily I checked. Oh, Amanda and John. I thought, no, someone else is. But it's sort of thing I would follow the herd going to a wedding, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm at the wrong wedding." It could happen to me.
It could happen if there's like some hotels have, as you're saying, 2 weddings in the same venue or like one floor. Upstairs floor, So you go to I go to seminars in hotels, and there's like this suite is doing the crypto conference, and the one upstairs is doing the radio.
So I had almost luckily it didn't happen, but I did a gig recently at the Cavern which I found out when I invited Richard to it that it's his local, and because the tube strikes, I got an Uber.
Cavendish.
No, the Cavern. The Cavern pub in Rains Park.
Okay.
And because I was getting the Uber. This I have done this before. I did it to Richard one time. I put in the Cavern, and I was like, I could so easily click on the Cavern Liverpool and then end up not only having an Uber journey
calm down.
that I couldn't afford, but yeah. But then actually, I've got to say, it's an
Think
amazing.
Of the history though of the Cavern.
I have been to the Cavern. It's beautiful, but I've got to say the Cavern in Rains Park.
Yeah.
It's
also a lovely place.
It's a very cool venue.
It's also full of Scousers who will
No. The Cavern in Rains Park isn't full of Scousers. It's got all the beauty of the Cavern in Liverpool, none of the Scousers. Although actually, I've got to say, I like Scousers. I do like Scousers.
Has it got people singing on a stage?
Do you know? It's got people singing on the stage. It's got lots of Beatles.
It had a lot of the.
It's very cool.
Really?
We were there. Susan was doing comedy between the acts.
Between two two bands.
Between
which
the
was,
acts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You said, you was doing something.
And the acts were partly...
No. So the acts were...
Was that the 10-minute gig you were talking about?
So the acts were a gentleman whose name, honestly, his parents named him Infinity, which I don't like because it's a cooler name than me.
That's very
and I
cool.
wish I'd started my gig by saying, how dare someone outname me. And then I was on, Susan Kit Kat. And then the last gig was...
Kit Kats or Infinities. I mean, you know, it's 50-50, you know.
Well, then we got to the Conspiracy Fairies.
And then the Conspiracy Fairies were the band that were on after me.
Oh, well, that's the band. That's a great name.
It's a great name. And there's just, if you heard them, it's
there's 2.5 cool names then. For that gig.
It's like so.
It's not bad.
But then, just bringing it back to
the wedding.
The wedding, yeah. Have you ever ended up? Obviously, Susan, I know, has ended up in wrong places by accident. Have you ever done this, Peter?
Do you know?
Have you had to try and style it out?
What was
Peter? I mean, I turned up to my own wedding, so maybe that was.
I didn't turn up to my wedding, and that was the best decision I ever made.
I remember that. Yeah. You said tell us that last time. I mean.
But whilst Peter's trying to find an answer to this, I was going to say, do you remember? I think Peter's the only one amongst us who will remember it being on TV. I remember this. Do you remember that advert for? I think it was a bank or like a Visa card.
Yeah.
And the guy said, "I'm trying to get to a wedding," and he's trying to get some money or something. It might have been the first cashless. I can't remember what it exactly was for. But the line he says is, "Oh God, by the time I get there, it'll be a christening."
Okay.
That's quite common. I remember hearing a story about someone who was caught speeding by the police, and when they got pulled over, said, where are you trying to go? And he said, and the person said, my son is on the Strictly Come Dancing final.
Wow.
And we're running late.
Oh.
And the police went, okay. They went back to their thing and said, we'll give you an escort. Nice. And they gave them an escort so they could go at high speed, sort of, burning their way down the motorway to get to the Strictly Come final.
The contestant was in the car as well?
No, it was the parents.
The parents, okay.
I'm
they didn't, was that true, or did they make that up?
I don't know. I believe, so it was a story told by the parents of the person who, I can't remember who it was. But
so it probably was then.
So this is the story that they told about the time that they got pulled over by
I've got to say, I don't deem Strictly Come Dancing as an important affair to do that. I'm sorry, I will divide opinion on that. Now, Bake Off, maybe, I'd be like...
we are.
We'll put your son on last,
I'd be like,
Strictly,
I'd be like, get me to the Bake Off quickly and just bring Noel Fielding to me,
there's cake involved.
My house is is currently enjoying the return of Bake Off.
Oh, yes.
The fact that we get to see, except my diet is, yelling at me that I should be eating some of these things, and I'm no, I'm going to be strong.
There is like a happy ending to this in a way, isn't it? Because if she'd have seen him at the wedding before they got married, she might have wondered who he was. Then again, you don't know everyone at your own wedding.
Well, yeah. The
thing is, this guy was he was there because his partner David was part of the wedding party, the bridal
the other
party, wedding party,
the
bridal party for Michaela.
Right, Michaela, a similar name, yeah.
Exactly. So he was meant to be sort of there supporting his friend, his partner, who was a friend of the bride.
Yeah.
And so he then waited, and then it was only when the bridal party came in, and he went, I don't recognise the bride. I can't see my partner in the bridal party. I'm in the wrong wedding, and so that's the point. And at that point, it is too late. You are stuck there.
At that point, yeah. If you ended up at a wedding, and I mean, there's two reasons I can think of that you'd go to a wedding that you didn't know people.
Cake and wine.
You go for the free food and the free drink. Your Wedding Crashers.
Yep.
The classic film. Owen and Vince. Owen Wilson and Vince. And it's easier to go when you're crashing weddings for the food and for the drink and for the girls maybe. It's easier to go as a pair, like you work off of each other. But if you go alone, it's easier to blend in. But if you go two of you, then you kind of back each other up. Or the other reason, and then if say she didn't know him, and the vicar or the priest says, do we know of any reason why these two people should not be married? Now speak. She might have thought he was there for that.
Yeah, it might be
if
the one
she'd have seen him before the photos. Or
could have been dangerous.
Do you know what this kind of reminded me of? It was years ago, and it was sort of like, the times when, social media is so different now, but when I was, at least when I was new to Facebook, so I sort of pretty much knew everyone on there, and I got this weird friend request from someone that no one else seemed to be friends with. Yeah. And I was like, okay, who are you? Nobody else seemed to know who she was.
Yeah.
I said, oh, you used to go to this school? And I was like, yeah. So do you remember this girl called? And I was like, yeah. Do you remember her mum? And I was like, vaguely. Do you remember her mum had a dog? And I was like, And she said, I used to walk the dog. And I was like,
what?
Like, how the hell? Like, you've got the longest, just about knowing me. How the hell have you traced me down? I mean, talk about 6 degrees of separation. I was just like,
weird, yeah.
okay, you obviously you have some sort of claim to me.
That sounds like the most. Like, I can imagine that being the most Kent/Essex way of introducing. Yeah, I was the dog's hairdresser of the of your mum's friends, girlfriends,
sister's cousin once removed.
Yeah.
A neighbour.
So the happy ending is that Michelle and Andrew are now Facebook friends, and they've met in person.
They have.
I just
want to say that this actually does remind me of a story that my mum and my dad have. There was a time when my dad went off to for a work thing out in India, and while he was out there, he had a tailored suit made in the sort of Indian style, and it's lovely. It's it fits him really well. It's very light material. Used with Indian patterns on, and there was a works do once he got home. A few months later, there was a works do, and he decided to go to this. In Leicester Square somewhere, and he decided to go to it in his Indian suit.
Yeah.
And while they were there, they were looking for where this event was happening, and they got someone was there, standing there, and sort of pointed them in the right direction. And so they ended up going to this hotel, and they went in, and turns out everyone there was dressed exactly like my father. And it took them about 20 minutes to realise that they didn't recognise anyone there, and it was just they'd been pointed in the direction of the Indian suited because he was wearing the Indian suit. And so they'd end up in the wrong place. And all the food was Indian food. And it turns out it was just like a wedding. It was an Indian wedding that was going on in a hotel somewhere.
I went to a beautiful Indian wedding once, but I was going to say is that like the Father Ted, like we're all Elvis, but but I was actually just going to say a hello to a genuine Steve. My friend Steve Hawthorne is listening in, so hello to you.
Hello, Steve Hawthorne. I'm afraid, you get the call out. Well done for knowing Susan.
What do you mean? I'm afraid you get the call out. Well done for knowing Susan. Someone's got to be friends with her.
I was going to apologise to any of the listeners who don't have your phone number. That
would be a lot of them, I think. Or none. Well, if we have just one listener tonight, it's Steve, then all the listeners tonight have my phone number.
One day we're going to work out how to use the social media system, and that day will be fantastic.
Double the listenership.
This is the news story that a man named Andrew Hillhouse has been identified as the mystery guest at a wedding for Michelle and John Wiley in South Ayrshire 4 years ago. They managed to finally work out who he was by going to an internet sleuth who managed.
I think it was an influencer, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, I
someone
think
who knew a lot of people.
/influencer, basically someone who does YouTube stuff about solving mysteries.
Okay.
So they sent it to him, and he then sort of did a YouTube show about it, and then worked out who it was.
Any news on the Loch Ness monster yet?
I suspect that there are a lot of influencers who have looked into that one, and none of them have found anything conclusive.
Nothing yet.
Well, apart from the ones who have found that it conclusively does not exist.
Don't say that. Scottish tourism needs it to exist.
I have camped right by the loch. By the way.
Yeah. So
very exciting.
Peter, which cries of shame were not heard at PMQs?
Yes.
Oh, yes, Peter, do this story, Peter. Yes, Peter, yes.
That's what she said.
Peter.
I think
yes, Peter.
So the public,
Susan,
the public gets what the public wants. The publics were banned from the Commons.
The publics is
the
what he
common
calls his
people were
girlfriend,
banned from the Commons after a mobile phone was planted to play sex noises during PMQs.
Prime Minister's questions,
I think it gives a whole new meaning to chamber, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How do they know it was a member of the public that left the phone there? It could have been Boris Johnson.
Well, technically, Boris Johnson is now just a member of the public.
He is a member of the public.
I'm wondering if it was actually just a phone left by Neil Paris, who was going to
the tractor man,
just wanting to watch some more tractors.
Yes,
he's just going to show tractor videos.
Or maybe a cleaner just left their phone around, and that happens to be their ringtone or something.
Could have been the ghost of John Prescott, maybe his secretary,
or the ghost of Rees-Mogg.
Rees-Mogg,
no,
he is a ghost.
Rees-Mogg is the ghost.
That's what I mean. The ghost.
He's the ghost of himself. Yeah.
I happen to haunt old buildings. It's a pastime of mine. When I say pastime, I have of course been around since 1792.
Yeah.
It happened also.
Thanks for laughing, guys.
On a Match of the Day live broadcast about 2 years ago, might be 3 years ago, Wolves versus Liverpool. Again, it was live.
Good knowledge.
I thought it was Wayne Rooney, to be fair, but making the noises. But it was. It was a fun.
How do you know what Wayne Rooney sounds at such moments, Peter? Is there anything you want to share with us? Any?
He's just got that Liverpool twang, hasn't he? Really. So on his.
But why do we assume that the phone makes Liverpudlian noises of Liverpudlian pleasure?
Because Peter has listened to the audio from the Match of the Day.
Don't make excuses for him.
I was listening live. I was watching live on that occasion when it happened.
When it actually happened. Wow.
Yeah, when it happened. Yeah.
I think I once heard of it happening again. Not on Match of the Day. I think also I heard of it happening Match of the Day. But I think I also heard of it happening in a commentary box live on air on like 5 Live at one point.
Okay, I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, I think something happened there as well. What I quite like is that the whole thing's been banned. So tourists have been banned from
public have been banned. Tourists. Tourists. Yeah, tourists.
The public have been banned from the Commons. They're not allowed to walk. Certainly not round the sort of the benches and that sort of area. Yeah. And they still have the public gallery which they can go and sit in during debates. But Scotland Yard says they are launching a probe. And I feel like that might just make things worse.
Yes, that's when I read that bit also. It was like,
tickled you, yes.
Hopefully it doesn't take them 4 years to find out, like it took the Scottish wedding to find out.
Exactly, that would be a bit of a difficult one to think.
Yeah, because you have to go to your mum and dad and say, do you know who this is? Just work your way around all the guests.
There's a sleuth who's trying to work out from the audio quality exactly who it is. Which actor,
which footballer.
Yeah, I mean, it is a strange thing.
Very strange.
I look forward to. I don't look forward to anything actually. We should leave that there. We should leave that story exactly where it is.
Exactly where it is.
This is the news that members of the public have been banned from the members' area of the House of Commons after a phone was found set to play sex sound effects during Prime Minister's question time. Prime Minister's questions. Sorry, I've combined two different things into one thing there. Prime Minister's question time. Let's go to Susan. Susan. No, we're not going to go. We're going to do that one. What's 4 letters long and sounds like a second best beach?
So it's an interesting. It's interesting on this one because it was, and again, names might. Yeah, so I don't have my notebook, so I don't know the names. But it was.
Do you know what the word is?
No. I know. Basically, it's baby.
Baby. Yes.
Yeah, and it was a woman that actually didn't know she was pregnant. Which, when people say this, I'm always like, surely, like, if you don't have if you don't have a period for 9 months, surely that's an indication that you're pregnant. Surely you're putting on weight.
So apparently, she'd given birth. She had an 18-month-old daughter. So sometimes after giving birth, I read. Okay. I don't know personally. After giving birth, you don't have the period straight away.
Okay, maybe
irregular for a while.
Irregular.
Okay, maybe that might be
it's
why
called
she
like
didn't know.
Cryptic pregnancy.
That's why I gave the clue in that way. Cryptic
pregnancy. If it's cryptic or crypto, do we know if it's an X or an XY?
You have to ask Elon for that one. Maybe.
And then Elon would ghost name it if it's not. Yeah. Anyway.
This one's not a baby. You can tell this one isn't a baby of Elon because its name is the child's name is Henry, which is a very normal name.
Yeah, it's not like sort of blue crocodile skin slipper or something like that. That's what Elon would go for. Yeah, but you know what? When the way it was actually
football, but football toilet baby.
I think you're right with it being. It's the way that is exactly. That is exactly how.
Might be like a sex noise.
Weirdly enough, yes, No, when
from the south.
When Richard posted this story in it, he said football toilet baby, and I was like, I just don't think it's as catchy as posh sporty and baby, but that's
to football toilet baby,
and football would make sense for sporty. And I'm not going to say which of the Spice Girls we're saying is now just that's horrible,
toilet,
but that's
toilet spice.
Toilet spice.
Oh, that actually sounds like something you see on a shelf somewhere, like an air freshener that you've put down a toilet.
It was a different,
like Old Spice, but not.
You know, when you go in the toilet and there's all the perfumes and all that sort of thing. That was a different girl band that beat up the girl in the night in the toilets once. I don't want to give her name away.
Anyway, yes. So the story.
Remember that.
Just to sort of clarify the story here. This is someone who had a cryptic pregnancy, and which means that they weren't aware of the fact that they were pregnant during the pregnancy, and then they had the baby very unexpectedly.
She shoots, she scores.
Yeah, she went to the toilet while at a football match. The team she was going to watch were Kirkley and
Pakefield.
Kirkley
Never heard of them.
Kirkley and Pakefield, which I believe is one team, not two. So she went to the loo during the match. There were 600 people in the ground at the time, and I assume not cheering her on. but
Making a substitution if necessary.
Her name was Charlotte Robinson. So suddenly she just had a baby. The way she described it.
Do you know what? I just love that she's Mrs. Robinson.
She is Mrs. Robinson.
So you can make a tune there, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Football stadiums hold a place for those in labour.
There has been
She was Mrs. Robinson in the article.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Mrs. Robinson, yeah.
Yeah. Her husband.
And you see, I made that fit beautifully.
Yeah, no, it's very good.
Her husband is Macaulay Robinson, her husband, who was too scared to go into the ladies' toilet. So
he didn't want to be home alone.
Macaulay.
Oh yes, okay. Yeah, no, sorry, I missed that one.
Maybe it's good. Lucky it wasn't a home away game. Home away a lot.
Yes.
But then he sent his mother in. Apparently she was there at the time, and so she went in
off the bench.
Yeah, exactly. Miranda.
Well, she didn't fall over, did she? She's always falling over, Miranda.
Yeah, I know. And I'm totally scared of everything. But I think she probably went in there and just made sure everything was absolutely. What's Miranda's mother's thing? Is
such fun.
That's it. Such fun.
If we talk about the programme Miranda, it just really doesn't work for me. So. I refuse to take it. It just never makes me. I'm just like, why is anybody watching? It's up there with Mrs. Brown's Boys to me. It's like,
I just want to check that her name was definitely.
It was Mrs. Robinson.
Robinson, was it? Oh,
yes.
How did I miss that?
I don't know.
It's Charlotte Robinson, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was something like Charlotte Allworth.
Sorry, Robinson. Yeah, Robinson, not Robertson, but Robinson.
As in Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah,
that's why the song works.
Okay. Well done.
Thank you.
With her baby Henry.
Baby Henry, yeah.
Not given any kind of weird name for being born in a toilet cubicle.
Like David Beckham's got a daughter called Harper 7.
Yeah, and Brooklyn Beckham was conceived in Brooklyn.
Well, thank God he wasn't called Old Trafford. Would have been
or the A406.
Yeah, Leicester car park.
King Richard.
King Richard, yeah, we could name that one.
That's how we address you now. Sorry, Richard. Sorry.
That is not why I'm called Richard. Just going to make that very clear right now. And if you don't understand why I'm having to clarify that, then it's fine. You don't need to. But that is the story. That unless anyone's got anything else to say. Charlotte Robinson gave birth unexpectedly to a baby she did not know she was carrying, which might be the dream for all hopeful mothers to have a baby and never even know they're pregnant.
Do you know what annoys me?
A baby arrives by stalk. Yeah.
Do you know what I find annoying about?
I just want to say, is that not kind of like the feeling you get in a dream where you're like, what's going on? This feels a bit weird. Oh, hang on, I'm having a baby. Like,
have you had a dream like that, Richard?
I think I might.
If you have, you may be due compensation.
I might have had a dream about that at some point. I think, sort of just go, oh yeah, I guess this is happening now, and just what? What? And then you kind of expecting to wake up, and then no, I have just had a baby. I wasn't pregnant, but I've just had, what?
I was going to say, what annoys me about pregnant women is they tend to expect a lot.
Yeah, very good. Yes, that is.
Although actually, she was the one that wasn't expecting very much. She'd have been fine. She wouldn't have annoyed me. But the rest of them expecting all the time, expecting.
Yeah. So she had her baby at a local football match in somewhere in Suffolk.
Lowestoft.
Suffolk.
Lowestoft. You normally go there for a holiday, and she went there for a break. I think hospitals should always be next to football grounds, because when there's hooliganism, they can just go straight to the hospital.
Yeah, it makes it nice and easy.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on. Let's go to, I think this one's Peter's story. Who's working miracles in our generation?
Well, this would be Carlo Acutis. Great name. 15-year-old, sadly died from leukemia, age 15. And he became a saint. He's been baptised in a saint. Born in Chelsea, born in London. but baptised in Chelsea. Only lived in London 6 months. And then,
but we're still very much, the BBC are very much pushing the fact that he was born in London. He's London born.
Yeah.
London born.
It's a London thing.
It's a London thing. It's very much a London thing.
Yeah.
6 months, then he moved and then spent the rest of his life.
And like a lot of people that sign for Chelsea Football Club and then don't get a game, they have to go to abroad and to get a game. So his family took him to Italy. Was it Italy? I'm presuming it was Italy.
Yeah, hilltop village of
Assisi, which I don't know. I don't know if either of you remember this. It was a sort of classic children's book that it was about a boy after the Second World War who had a donkey. And he wanted to get the donkey blessed because it wasn't well, and the donkey was like everything to him. And it was a quite cute story. And I think that was from Assisi. And I'm sure that was. I'm sure that's where I know that from. Assisi.
Okay.
Yeah. And I remember thinking ass like donkey, Assisi.
I see. Yeah, I see that. It's got ass in it. Yeah.
What an ass.
Thank you, Peter.
That's what she said. And so he used to build websites teaching the Catholic religion. He was described as God's influencer, which is quite impressive.
Yeah,
built a website that sort of talked about miracles that are happening. And it's like it'd be interesting to look at that website and be like, what miracles was he?
There was one I didn't write it down actually, but there was something about a woman was cured from cancer.
Yes, so this is the thing. To become, I've never quite understood this about saints. To be a saint, you have to prove, there has to be proof that 2 miracles have happened in your name.
Ah, okay.
And so, he died when he was
and you have to
15.
be dead for 5 years.
Is there a minimum number of years?
That's what I read on the follow-up page. Yeah,
but you've got to have 2 miracles attributed to you.
Yeah.
I thought that one of the popes got canonized in record time, and it was actually under 5 years.
I'm so glad you said that word, because when I read it, I've actually got to be sure. I was like, canonized? It's not a word.
No, it's canonized, which is to say that they, in Chicken Run, where you got the cannon, you're firing the chicken out of the cannon. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like that.
Right. I thought you were actually going to make a reference. It's like,
no, that was me making a very silly reference to canonization being where you fire someone out of a cannon.
It's one of these things,
it's where you a canon is essentially a book. Is another word for a sort of a tome of sort of written history and law, and so being canonized means that you are written into this book and of saints. You are basically put into the book of saints. That is what canonized means.
Okay.
That's not funny. But, but
you're not laughing, you're learning.
Yeah, exactly. It's all good. More than 1 million people have gone to visit his body lying in state in Assisi. Which
is preserved in wax, apparently.
Yeah. Yes, I read that. Yeah.
And he was born. So he was born in
London,
in southwest London, and he then was baptized in Our Lady. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing this right. Our Lady of Dollars. I did not know that the Catholic Church had gone quite that mercenary.
Commercial, yeah. I always think the church should have a commercial manager like a football club, because then they could, Our
Lady of Dollars
monetize the donations on Sunday mornings.
I sort of, I
sell merchandise.
I don't call myself like a Buddhist, but I sort of assign to some of their philosophies and all that stuff. And I was hearing this comedian talk about saying he was at one of the big temples, and I've never done any of this, but going to one of the temples in like Nepal or wherever. Yeah. And they said to him at some point, don't forget you have to like and follow us to get. And he's like, it's not really very Buddhist, is it? And it's like, No. But then the expression, the closer to church, the further from God. I think there's quite a lot of that goes on in all sorts of religions, actually. So.
This is where we're
getting too dark now.
No, this is where I start saying that you need to go and read some Terry Pratchett Discworld. Small Gods is a fantastic pastiche on the concept of the whole sort of church versus God, where sort of religion starts to become too important compared to the God itself, and actually it's a beautiful pastiche, and I recommend anyone should read Terry Pratchett, but I also think that people should start with Small Gods, because it's a great book and it's such a clever thing. But anyway, that's me going off my.
When I was at the Edinburgh Fringe, I did consider becoming a religious influencer, because some days I only got 12 followers.
Yeah. Oh my God. Sorry. I love how that's your smallest audience.
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
I was going to say
that's a week's worth.
I was going to say that was bigger than my average audience during my time at the Fringe. So
that was my total from Monday to Thursday.
Yeah, okay, that's a bit more like my audience.
It's more accurate. Yeah, it's more accurate.
I mean, I got a few ones. It's always quite fun doing a one-person gig.
Yeah,
where you end up sitting in the front row next to them.
Yeah.
Just with the microphone.
Let's just have a chat.
Just there, just turns into an interview. Yeah. There was one point though where one person came in and sat at the back, having to sort of shout to them at the back.
They're the worst.
Room. Yeah,
they are the worst.
Sorry, this is just comedians moaning about the horrors and wonderful things that we hate and love about the Edinburgh Fringe.
I'm sure everyone knows that the one time I surprised Richard turned up at the Edinburgh Fringe, sitting there in the audience, the umbrella that he passes around to, cause being a visually impaired gentleman, he passes it around and then he picks on that audience member. It lands on my lap and I was like, it's your best friend from London, because I thought about I could put on a voice and I thought, no, just say that. And then everyone else we passed it to in the audience, none of us had pre-orchestrated this at all. Passing it around, everyone was like, oh, I'm your friend, I worked on the show with you last year. Oh, we know your parents from, I was your neighbour. And it's like, some of this audience not know me. I think you managed to find two people.
Richard, did you kidnap people and take them to Edinburgh?
No,
sounds like a good idea. I might do it.
This one audience, it was like there are people who come to see me from other shows, people had come to see me from friends and family, people who come to see me who had been my housemate at university, people who come to see me, Susan with her then boyfriend, people who come to see me who had seen me on previous years. Like it happened that everyone had sort of
it was
on
not
the same day.
It was not none of us had pre-planned it at all, and also I'd sort of done the worst because I literally had surprised Richard by just turning up at Edinburgh Fringe, and I thought
I'd actually spoken to her on the phone the night before, and she had mentioned being travel sick. I hadn't questioned it.
Okay.
It had been from travelling up.
No, and actually that wasn't the travel sick was actually the night before. Me and Jane stayed in a hotel in London. I'd got an Uber to that hotel, and he'd just been a bit of one of those.
The night before, Susan had turned up to the wrong person's wedding.
Yeah,
be
the sort of thing gig I would have done. Yeah.
But yes, this is the news story that Carlo Acutis, born in 1991, is the world's first millennial saint. So, first saint to be a millennial.
Definitely peaked.
Who was baptized in the London. Okay, thank you. Was born in South West London and baptized in Our Lady of Dollars. It's dollars spelt with, instead of an A, it's got an OU in it. So I don't know if dollars is a place. Which also Our Lady of Dollars does still
we should go there after the gig. After the show.
It does still have a strand of his hair.
Does it?
Yeah, as a relic, because that's the other thing about saints is you have to leave relics behind.
I do that at gigs. I leave
one of your long flowing locks.
The long ones, yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't shaved for a few days like today.
Right. Yeah,
you can't see that, but
no. Okay, so basically, which is on the joking, and I was teasing him a little earlier. Peter's got a shaved head, so that's why I was talking about. That's why the jokes were about his hair always being an immaculate place.
I thought it was a. I assumed it was. I thought it was a reference to the fact that you were a gentleman with a clean pate. For natural reasons. A bald gentleman.
Yeah. Well, we did discuss this last time when me and Richard were on. Not me and Richard, me and Jim were on because we're identical basically. Apart from the weight.
Well, there was.
We did that Coldplay thing, didn't we, last time?
Oh yeah, I'm not going to say that video's gone. Yeah, not gone viral, but so videos with you in them. I put on my social media that I need to. I don't know what I'm doing with tech. I'm rubbish. But the people seem to like watching videos of Peter making strawberry and cream sandwiches. So that got up to I think over 1,000 views.
Your friend was at the quiz this week, by the way.
Oh, Helen,
Anyway, there you go.
Okay, yes.
Rough track, but there you go.
That is that story about the first millennial saint. So let's move on to, I think we're now on to Susan again. Susan, I can't believe the way I wrote this question. Which race went to the wrong place after finishing? After the finish line.
Again,
I wrote that question with so many W's and R's intermingled that I just thought...
Around the rugged rocks, the rugged rascal ran. No, I know this story, and I said at the beginning there's a couple of stories this week that made me think there are people like me out there, which is it's a dangerous world, because it was actually the medals that were put on these to give to runners. They were supposed to be of Newcastle and around the Tyne and that area, but they were actually of was it Sunderland?
The Weir.
So I've got another tune, another jingle for this week.
Another jingle.
The map of the Tyne's not on mine. Map of the Tyne's not on mine.
Oh, that's quite a good one. Okay, I like that one. Map of the Tyne's
done very well
mine,
today.
Not mine.
Map of the Tyne's not on mine. I was trying to make on mine, but yeah, that does not work.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that. Not on mine. Yeah.
And what was it? They said we're sorry because it was meant to be Tyne and Wear, and they said we're sorry. So, yeah.
Well, okay, but they did.
Very punny.
Yeah.
Well, they wrote it with where open brackets sick spelled SIC close brackets sorry. What is that some kind of slang or is
no because it's the place where
sick sorry.
Sick means like when you kind of was it accidental?
I didn't see the sick bit. I just saw the where sorry. No, I didn't see the. I just said where sorry, like where sorry instead of we're sorry because like Tyne and Wear.
Yeah,
but I didn't get the sick bit.
Got that bit, but it's just okay. But
Nick Clegg.
Don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where the speech reads it out because it's there in some sort of meta text.
Yeah, but I didn't see the word sick. That was not.
I wonder if you could probably get that up during the conversation. That'd be quite useful.
You want to have a look at that story? Yeah.
But also the fact that a lot of the conspiracy theories then started spreading that there were people involved in the sort of organisation of the race who were Sunderland fans and trying to sort of subvert.
Yeah, I mean,
because even the
maybe
even the
there's a big
ribbons,
rivalry.
Well, the ribbons on the medals were red and white, which are the colours of Sunderland. Not the colours of black and white, which
Newcastle.
are
Black and white.
Newcastle, like Newcastle,
Newcastle.
Maybe the I mean, luckily it's not run by the Saudis because a mistake like that, someone could be for the chop. But like the football club, Newcastle, run by Saudis.
Oh yes, that's run by the Saudis. Yes. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
I'm glad you got that one.
No, good.
It went over my head.
I didn't write that one down. I was just
going over the head is usually
it's
what happens to most of the crosses that Newcastle put into
the yeah. But I mean, it's not like the Great North Run is like a new event. It's long established. I don't know exactly how many years. My friends run it like 10 years ago.
I believe, I haven't checked, but I think it's 44 years.
Is it 44 years? It's not a new thing. It's not like an amateur mistake that someone's made. So maybe it was deliberate. Maybe it was sabotage.
They reckon that there were a whole load of people who were saying, I can't believe I missed this. Also, but then again, like this is not a painting. This isn't an image with lots of sort of recognizable landmark. It's basically a river forming a shape. And they hadn't noticed that the shape of the river was the shape of a different river to the meanders were not the right meanders for the river that they were using.
Yeah.
I just like the word meander. It sounds like it sounds like a meow.
Yeah,
it is a
good word. Good word.
But,
I used tomato puree a lot during the Fringe. I used that. Just adding the word puree to tomato, it made it a little bit more, people pay attention. So anyway, it got a laugh.
My sister's got a thing which she does with puree, tomato puree tubes. Because my sister
come to my show.
She's an artist, and she's discovered that if you empty a tube of tomato puree, and if you cut it open, it's got this gold inside. It's lined with something that looks exactly like gold, and so you can make it looks like a gold leaf. Okay. So you can then make sort of great sort of decorations which are really sort of golden shiny and stuff.
And do you know what's weird is something came up on my phone, cool I think it must have been an Instagram video or something of someone doing like this jewellery with what they'd used in the inside of a tomato puree tube, and I was like, I must tell Richard that someone else is doing this thing that his sister did, and then I realised that was Richard's sister's account that I was watching.
Okay. I
think it was on Instagram, unless it was free. It was either Instagram or Facebook.
That makes sense. Instagram, that makes sense.
Oh, that sounds like a band, doesn't it? It sounds like Twisted Sister, Richard's sister.
Yeah, Richard's sister.
Hello, Elizabeth, if you're listening.
Big Richard's sister. Next year, I'm going to set up like a rival, like a Great Northeast Run. Not the Great North Run, Great Northeast. Well, I mean, diversion.
It is in the northeast, so I don't know.
But it's called the Great North Run.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I feel like the Great North Run should go from like coast to coast.
I will go from coast.
It should go from northeast to northwest somewhere.
Is it a half marathon, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, it's half marathon, so 13.1 miles.
If it went to Sunderland, I mean, and there's 12 miles between Newcastle and Sunderland. It could do, I suppose. It could do, but then it would end up being like a full marathon, 26 maybe. I don't know.
I was talking to an Australian friend of mine. I was just saying, I just think the way we name our coasts are so boring. We're like East Coast, West Coast, North Coast, Northeast Coast. They're like the Sunshine Coast, the Rainbow Coast, the Golden Coast.
We don't have any sunshine.
we're just northeast, southwest. It's just.
Yeah.
But I mean, you do know which bit you're talking about. There's no confusion. So there's
geographically, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you don't end up at the wrong cavern club.
Do you know what I keep meaning to ask an Australian and never do? Is so flat earthers believe that the world is flat. That's in the name. But they also believe that if you've ever been to Australia, you haven't really. You went to a place with actors and it's not real. And I just think I just want to know, are there Australian flat earthers who are like, nah, England, it can't be real. We're supposed to believe that Boris Johnson's a real, it's an actor.
He's not real,
that's not
is
real.
he real. He's not real. Boris Johnson's not real.
I just want to know, are there Australians?
Boris Johnson is an invention of his own design.
I think so, yeah.
But are there Australians that are like, what's that, King Charles? Nah, it's all fake.
They're probably reading a story. Boris Johnson set his mobile phone off in the House of Commons for sex noises. What's going on, mate?
Yeah.
Go on.
This is the news story that the Great North Run has handed out medals with images on it which show the wrong river. It doesn't show the path that the runners took on their run through Newcastle, Gateshead and South Shields along the River Tyne. It shows an image of Sunderland with the River Wear, which, as far as I can tell, is spelled exactly the same as Ware. I'm not quite sure why it's pronounced differently. I can't quite work that one out. I don't know if I'm, again, misreading that, but it seems to be W-E-A-R, which is, I'm sure that's how you spell where. But yes, that is that story. Yeah. We've got time.
I reckon, we're going back to the sabotage. I know we're trying to move on. I think we've still got a few minutes.
Yeah,
I think they were, it might have been sabotage. I think they were hacked maybe, like everyone's been hacked this year. M&S, John Lewis, Harrods, Currys have been, even this week LNER were hacked, and people started noticing because the trains started arriving on time.
I was going to say. I think, it's actually true that they got hacked this week.
Yeah, LNER got hacked this week.
You've got the timing wrong on this because this is the week when, as far as I'm aware, trains have stopped arriving on time.
Well, in London they have, in London. Yeah, LNER goes to Edinburgh, so.
Do you know, I've realised the trains have been announced as it's an ulterior train, which I think it sounds like they've got an ulterior motive. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that. It must be,
I think it's arterial.
Arterial.
Arterio. It's basically.
Arteria, yeah, and I keep thinking.
The point is like an artery.
Keep telling me that there's a. Do you know what's interesting actually is I was out last weekend actually, I think, or the weekend before with my family. My cousin has two lovely sons and one of them has autism. And what's interesting, I don't know if you know someone with autism. It was actually interesting because I saw
most comedians.
They've all got ADHD or autism. We've got one or the other, haven't we?
Yeah.
So I'd seen The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night the day before, and then I was with them the next day. So it's quite interesting. It was a weekend.
Film or
no, the play at my Putney Arts Theatre. It's a lovely venue if you want to ever go down and see something there. But so I was out with him, and he's one of his fascinations with his autism is buses. So he was talking about these buses that are changing routes, and that it's not going to be run by that company, it's going to be this one. And he you could ask him, I need to go from there to there, and he would just tell you what buses. Like he's busboy, he would know what bus you need to get where it is from and everything else. And I was like, it's very interesting. He's got a favourite bus and a favourite, it's just.
Andy, what's his favourite bus?
I can't remember. Ask him.
You see, I travel on a lot of buses which are on the same route but are different. You have different buses on the same route, and so some of them are really annoying because they're white, and I don't get why you're meant to have a red bus. Buses are meant to be red in London. Buses are red in London.
We must be in London.
And at the same stop, they have white buses which are school buses that go and do the school runs.
Okay.
And so when this white bus pulls up, I'm looking at it going, is this my bus or is this the school bus? Because I'm allowed on one of those.
But if buses were colour-coded, like the tube lines were colour-coded, you wouldn't catch the wrong one, would you?
I don't know. I think there aren't enough colours for that, though.
And also, you'd be able to play snooker with the buses, red,
that I think could be quite
green,
fun.
red, yellow, red, blue, red, black.
Because
the police used to do that.
Yes.
They used to, do you know that story where the police used to pull people over on the motorways, and they used to do it snooker-wise. They used to do, we've got to get a red car. Then we've got to get a green.
I've only ever heard of that happening one time, and it was when I was listening to a show called It's Been a Bad Week with Dennis.
Punch
and Dennis. Steve Punt. No,
Punt
Steve,
Dennis. Yeah, Punt
Keith
Dennis. Hugh Dennis.
Hugh Dennis. That's one. Steve Punt, Hugh Dennis, and they did a show called "It's Been a Bad Week," and I really wanted to do
Radio 2, yeah,
some of that, and I love that. It was such a good.
Other stations are available.
Yeah, other stations are available. Obviously, other stations are available. It's called Radio 2, which implies the very fact that it's called Radio 2 implies that there is at least one other station available.
Never heard of it. Yeah. Never heard of it.
I say that we do also have MI5 and MI6 with no sign of they're the secret services. They're very well known secret services. The ones that are really secret are the ones which
one around the corner in Vauxhall.
One
that features in all the Bond films.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, they're the proper secret services.
Yeah, it could be. I hadn't thought of it like that. Yeah. Someone's punchline at Edinburgh was MI5. MI5. Something I can't remember the setup.
MI6.
It was something like that. It was something like that about a young spy. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the jokes of the Fringe. Right. That should have been me. I should have won it this year.
Oh, what was your?
My best joke was I'm very into the environment. You know, I'm talking about like Greta Thunberg and Prince Charles. I'm very into the environment. My ex-girlfriend had an electric car. I was trying to impress her. I said I've got an electric toothbrush. And she wasn't impressed, but to be fair, my last toothbrush was diesel, so should have won it with that one.
Yeah, the only joke I've ever had, which I think could potentially have been submitted for it, was the I went to a school for the blind up in Worcester, the kind of place where if you caught someone's eye, you had to hand it back to them, which I think is still one of my favourite jokes.
I do like that one that you did. Do you know, just talking about electric toothbrush and stuff, so there's one of the little bits of knowledge I gained at a festival was the two things that are, and I'm guilty of it even now, always plugged in at your home that really don't need to be, are your electric toothbrush and your phone charger. Yeah. So they're basically, electricity is going through it all the time, but you like your toothbrush, for example, is always there in its little nest and it's always like on. Okay. But it's like it doesn't need as much charging up as you're giving it, so you can unplug it and save yourself quite a lot of electricity. And also by unplugging your phone charger. Just little things you learn at
carry
festivals.
my phone charger with me, so
I should carry a phone charger with me because I'm often at pubs being like,
But we are coming towards the end of the show, so we need to get into plugs. So, Susan.
Plugs,
Susan, have you got any shows coming up?
Yeah, there's this, well, what can I say, this amazing gig called Comedy by the Canal.
That's it, yeah.
And I'll be there Monday. And I think, Peter, are you there as well?
I'll be there as well, yeah. I don't know much about Northeast Rivers and, getting them on badges for medals, but I do know that there's a great gig, a comedy gig by the Canal in Harlesden, Acton Lane. At the Grand Junction Arms, that's 8:00 on Monday. Yeah,
it's amazing you know so much about Susan's gig.
Yes,
that's a bit creepy, actually, Peter.
Is it creepy? Is it? I don't know.
It's almost like you run it.
It's almost like I run it and Susan turns up by mistake, meaning to go to.
You meaning to go to a different?
She was going to a comedy
wedding
by the
down
Thames or something like that. But yeah, comedy on the Thames.
So, in completely separate news, what do you like to plug, Peter?
So I've
Comedy by the Canal.
Comedy by the Canal on Monday is every Monday. So, if you can't make one Monday, you can always get the following Monday. We've got some great headliners as well this Monday and the following Monday.
Oh, have you got headlining?
You're not asking me that, surely.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you mentioned...
I've got Roman Harris this week. Roman Harris. I don't have it in front of me, but I'll do it.
Okay.
But I did want to mention my other comedy club.
Oh, yes.
The new one,
yes.
Which is in Leighton, and it's October the 1st, so new month, new start, as they say.
So Wednesday
the 1st of October.
Sorry, I do know that.
Wednesday the 1st of October, and that's a new venue. So we're charging money for that one because we think it's worth it, because we're worth it, and that's. We've got headliner Don Biswas. Don is amazing.
He's a lovely chap. He's we've emailed each other a couple of times, so he's lovely. And also do I have to say we see each other, we view things the same way on certain topics. That's all I'll say at the moment.
Okay, that's really cryptic. That's more cryptic than pregnancy. So, and where and when is it?
That's October the 1st, and it's at the Leighton Star in East London.
Oh, I know that pub.
You know that pub?
Yeah, my kind of little sister used to work there.
Oh,
so
way.
Leighton Star, and how
come out of Leighton Tube Station. Instead of turning right for the best football team in East London, you turn left for the best pub in East London. The Leighton Star is a 3-minute walk from the station.
And how often will it be?
That will be monthly.
Monthly.
We'd love to see you all there, all the listeners.
So it's the first first
Wednesday of the month.
every month.
Yeah, first Wednesday of every month. Yeah.
And if anyone's wondering how someone's my kind of little sister, she's my mum's best friend's daughter. So we just basically
Did she used to
adopted
walk
each other.
I was going to say, this is what I mean.
She
It's
had
going
you on
straight back
Facebook,
to
like,
Kent.
10 years ago.
No, she's
or-
never lived in Kent. So there you go.
Okay.
It's not a Kent thing.
Oh, it's not a Kent thing. Okay, in that case, talking of things that aren't Kent things, we're coming to the end of the show.
That's the end of the show.
See that segue there? No, nor can I. But we are.
Are you plugging anything, Richard? Are you doing anything?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to plug anything at the moment.
Why are you not doing my gig, Richard?
No, sadly not. I've got things. I've got commitments on every Monday.
Yes, I believe you've told us before.
And so it's very, very challenging. As it is, I've got commitments every Tuesday, and I'm going to have to take one of those off at some point to go and do a gig. But I'm having to work that one out at the moment. But we are coming to the end of the show. Please do stick around and listen to Riverside Radio. We've got amazing music coming up. But from now, this is the end of Riverside Radio for the Friday week. Where
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
me and goodbye from our wonderful guests. Goodbye.